welcome to today's show. In today's show, we are going to be going with old recurve technology with, we'll call it newer technology on this crossbow today. So with that said, let's get into today's show. Right back. To another episode of Utah Crossbow Hunter. Howdy, ma'am. Howdy, partner. Hope you're all having a good day. I sure am, because I'm out here recording a video. I need to say this before we get started. I am using a new microphone. Hopefully we'll see how that works out. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new microphone. Also, you notice it's been a minute since I recorded a video. Well, here's why. We have had some extremely bad winds here lately. I mean, I do mean bad, hot and dry. I do mean very dry winds. My daughter's 10th birthday, we've had that. I've been a little bit under the weather. I've had a miserable cold, and I got the pink eye. Ugh, pink eye. Not very good. So, yeah, it hasn't been very good. But we're back out here, we're making videos. And you notice that I'm out here in the sun. Hopefully my cameras are picking this up okay. I am going to be using a still camera. Well, not really a still camera. My close-up camera will be my iPhone here. Hopefully I can get what I want with it. Okay, so let's start with the crossbow. It is a Jaguar Crossbow, recurve crossbow. It's pretty light. It has a kind of a rifle stock back here. It's very, very comfortable. Trigger, very nice trigger. It's a crisp trigger for a cheap $200 crossbow. The safety sits right here. It does use a crank. Yep, a crank. This isn't a crank. This is a drawstring. It sure is. I'm not going to draw this today because I don't have my target set up to shoot it into the target, so I'm not going to cock it. So, what are some of the specs on this crossbow? Let's pull out the trusty measuring tape. It is almost 27 inches wide, so that's pretty, I'll call that a kind of a narrow crossbow. It comes in about 7 pounds, something like that, even with this on here is about 7.5 pounds, so not that big of a deal. I don't know what kind of trigger this is, but like I said, it's a very, very nice, crisp trigger for a cheap crossbow. Kind of arrows we're going to be shooting out of it are going to be these Penetrator 16-inch arrows, 100 grain tip, and they do use this fancy, get the focus there best I can, half moon knock. That's what they're using on it for this crossbow. Now for the Omega sight. This is the Omega sight right here. It's a very nice, it's a nice sight. It's a digital screen. The on-off button is right here. And my camera just froze. There we go. It's right here, the on-off. These are my settings, my zooms, and all that kind of stuff up here. Let me go ahead and turn this on here. Well, it's already on. So you can see the screen right there. a pretty decent screen. But these arrows here, I forgot to tell you, come in at 417 grains. So a little on the heavy side. It has about a 10.5-inch draw. It's, from what my research has shown, it's a 175-pound draw weight. This setup here, I'm going to be using it mostly for small game, like rabbits, squirrels or something. I will be using a 100-grain broadhead on these. I'll be testing those. So we got a lot of testing to do with this crossbow. One thing I like is that I don't like is that it doesn't have the protective wings. It don't have that on there. But as you see, you put your hands through right there. Very nice. So you don't bring your hands above. Like I said, it's well balanced. For a cheap crossbow. It does have the spring right here that locks in your arrow. And that spring actually is pretty good. It does take 2 batteries. I think they're CR123s. That sit right here, going into these caps right here. I'm only going to be setting this up for a 20-yard shot. I'm not going to shoot anything further than 25 yards, just because I am not going to set the reticles inside. I'm not. I don't want to. Right here, I can get it in there. Try it this way. Right here is your elevation, and right here is your windage. So it's a fairly simple setup with this. It's going to take some getting used to the digital screen. That's going to take a little bit of time. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this out. I will be getting this out hopefully by as soon as I can. It's just like with anything, it takes time. And with the kids home during summer vacation and the wife working and getting around, it's been a tough year so far. Well, tough summer, but we'll get through it. I'm also going to be having some more coyote hunts coming up. Yeah, more. So you want to stay tuned for those. So you want to make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to know when I got new videos coming out. Alright, so that's all I got for you right now. Hope you got a little bit out of this video. And yeah, let's have some fun with a cheap crossbow and a cheap Omega-3 scope. We'll see how it goes. So, oh, it also does have a remote. I just don't have the remote on here yet. But it does have a remote. And I'll show you that remote later on. So, with that said, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I know it's kind of a quick video, but just a little overview of the Jaguar Crossbow and the Omega-2 scope. Omega-3 scope. Just a little bit of an oversight. Alrighty. So, yeah, again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Remember, this video is dedicated to my son. And remember, my oldest son. And thank you for watching Utah Crossbow.